Hi. So, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the monthly webinar series that we have every Wednesday. And welcome back, and uh, we really hope that you had a great time during Diwali festival. And after last month's webinar series on reconnecting with our divine feminine side, we want to continue with understanding different aspects of divine masculine within us and reconnecting with those aspects, with those attributes, such that at the end of this month's series, you all can have a fair idea about feminine and masculine aspects within you, and you can find your own unique way to balance them. Yeah. So, with that vision, we want to start with the first session of this month's webinar series, with giving you certain ways to understand and practice for next 1 week so that you can start finding different attributes of masculine energy. Right, Priya?
Yes. For people who have followed the Divine Feminine series, reconnecting to the Divine Masculine inside of you also will be around the same lines, where we will be talking about what do we mean by a Divine Masculine space within us? What do we mean when we say it is healthy? What do we mean when we say it is wounded? How can we identify it? And the journey for this month will be that. But that said, like Gayatri said, because we have already done the feminine aspects, you all will be able to, kind of start balancing it. And you all will find your own balance in that. So that's going to be the journey for this month. We are also looking forward to it as much as you all are looking forward to it, because this is something that we have time and again said that whatever we give out is something that we also practice. So looking forward to this month. And one thing that I would like to add for people who are here for the first time is that when we talk of divine masculine or feminine, this has got nothing to do with genders. All of us have both the aspects of the masculine and feminine inside us, irrespective of gender. It is just that when you carry a particular gender, that aspect has a better space inside of you. It has a better, what do I say, kind of expression, because your body and biologically you have that already. That vehicle is already present, if I can put it that. So, irrespective of gender, these are attributes which all of us get. So, yeah, yes, that.
Yeah. So, because we already have a base of looking at the feminine side, maybe you'll find us when we talk about masculinity, we may take a reference of the feminine aspect, just to understand or to compare. So if we look at if you go back to last month's first session, we gave you certain exercises to do at the end of the day or throughout the day so that you start connecting with how you feel in any moment. If you don't get the opportunity to be with yourself and just be or feel your emotion, then doing the same thing and holding the space for yourself at the end of the day. Now, here, if you look at the masculine aspect, more than feeling or being, masculinity is about doing or acting. So, the best way to start practicing, and why practicing? Because when you take on certain exercises to practice for 1 week. In that, you will be able to notice which aspects of masculinity are uh, there in healthy form within you, and which aspects are not healthy or they might be wounded inside you. So, if you look at it, the action plan or the doing thing is masculine energy. So I think one of the practices that you can take up is at the beginning of the day, whatever uh, goals you have in your life and whatever part of that goal you can achieve in the day, you can plan your actions accordingly for that day. It could be as simple as you need to meet somebody or talk to somebody. And when you plan that action, it's not, we are not suggesting that you make a schedule and start working on it. But yes, you will make a schedule of different actions. And in that, when you sit with yourself, you will start noticing how comfortable are you, you know, on acting on the ideas that you have in your head. Because ideas, feeling good about ideas, being with ideas is the feminine side. When it comes to putting those ideas into action, that is our masculine side. So you will know what kind of actions you are comfortable with, what kind of actions you are uncomfortable with. Maybe some of you will find that any action which does not involve other people are easy for you to do, because then you are by yourself and you are easily, you know, uh, able to maneuver your direction, your way, your choice, your uh, space to take that action. At the same time, uh, not always that we can just act by ourselves, because we are a social animal and we need people. We have to interact. So in that, if you have difficulty of holding your boundary, then you may start noticing that you avoid those kind of actions or you postpone them. So when we are suggesting that start making, one of the things is that start making an action plan and think which actions you're going to take that day or in upcoming 2 days, 3 days, or within 1 week you are going to accomplish something. That will tell you one thing, that how comfortable are you with acting on the ideas that you have, because that is the masculine part. So many people who are very good in their creativity, they have best of the ideas, right? But when it comes to putting that into action, they find it very difficult. What does that tell us? That this person has overly active feminine energy, and that's how the masculine energy in them is underactive. So this aspect is wounded or unhealthy. So we, great if you make an action plan and you act on it, what is going to happen is you will start accomplishing what you're planning to accomplish. But more than that, we want you to start observing. Again, start observing is kind of feminine aspect. It will boil down to some feeling, some emotion. It will be there in the core. But then you will know that you are not able to act at all, or you are not able to take action on certain aspects. Another attribute when you plan your actions that you will notice is, or we invite you to notice, is the direction of your action, right? Because direction is also an attribute of masculinity. So, are you able to act in a particular direction of your goal? Or there might be certain, certain aspects of one particular goal. So, in which direction can you act? Which tasks or which aspects of the goal you are okay with acting on, and which aspects you are not okay with? So, somebody who has weak masculine energy will find themselves feeling directionless. Yeah. Right, Priya? Do you want to add anything?
Yeah. So the first thing that, in short, Gayatri said was about actions, taking actions, and second is the direction of the action. And one thing that I would like to add in that as the third aspect is, like Gayatri said, to a particular task, there could be different smaller actions, right? So some actions you could get into observing which actions come happily, like you do it very easily, very normally. You have the drive to do it. You don't have to push yourself to do it. You just find yourself doing it naturally. But there are certain things where you need to push yourself, or you're putting your mind aside. You're not happy doing it. But still, you have to do it. Like you tell yourself, I have to do this. Now, that also might show you why is it that there is a resistance to do certain actions. As Gayatri said, it will boil down to an emotion. It will either boil down to, I feel hopeless, or I feel mundane, I don't feel happy, there's no drive, I don't think I have this desire, or these aspects I don't understand, so I feel less, or I feel unworthy, whatever. For example, if suppose there is a particular task and it involves certain people management, it involves finances, it involves actions, it involves, advertising or working on a particular skill or learning something. Everything is fine. But when I have to work with my finances, I find it difficult. Or when I have to work with another person, I find it. So now that will show you something about yourself. So masculinity, yes, it is about taking actions, but it is also about observing which actions come very naturally to you because you have a direction, you know you want to do an action, and you feel good doing it. So the process is also enjoyable, and it's not only the result or the outcome, which is a very masculine aspect. So that balance will start coming once you start observing and micromanaging these steps to an action. In a way, I'm getting reminded of the webinar that we did in January about goal setting, and we said what is the context of goal setting. So in a way, in that also we were talking about this only, that it's not only about the goal. I think most of us, uh, there could be a lot of things in life that we do because we have to do it, but we don't enjoy doing it, or we don't find that that is our direction to do it, right? Or after accomplishing it, we don't get what we want. With these micromanagement that we are talking about of the masculine and feminine, it will be easier for each one of us to not only set a direction, not only set a focus, which is a masculine attribute, but also enjoy the process while doing it, which is a very feminine aspect, right? Or not enjoy, whatever, but you can start observing yourself even while doing it. So the journey becomes more exploratory, uh, happier, um, you know, uh, more contemplative, takes you towards better areas. Certain things you will know that these are flowing so easily to me. These resources, these actions are coming so easily. Oh, I'm so good at this. So that will give you a confidence. That might you might know your strengths, which is a very masculine attribute again. And certain things you will say, no, I don't know this. I didn't know that I don't know this also. I was just doing it because people said I had to do it, or I was conditioned to do it. So that kind of an observation is what we invite you to do this week. Uh, and I'm very, very sure that all of us mm, are conditioned to do a lot of things. From childhood, we are taught to do, we are taught to, you know, accomplish, we are taught to finish, we are taught to perform, right? But the context of it, I'm sure, will surely change once you start looking at these aspects. Yeah, Gayatri?
Yeah. In
So
fact,
that,
This also brings in one element, that is logic, which is again the masculine side. So, how much of logic am I able to put when it comes to planning my action? So, it's like, in physical reality, when we act on something, that shows our true intentions. I might have best of the intentions, but if best of the ideas, but if I'm not able to act on them, my reality is not going to change. Yeah. Or I'm too logical and I go by too much of structure, and then I lack the flow while acting on something. So overthinking is another, the unhealthy aspect of masculine energy. So we invite you to start practicing this one thing every day, and throughout the day, when you, as Priya said, you might feel happy acting on certain things. You may not feel happy acting on certain things. But because my goal demands, I will have to do. Then you will know which attribute can you bring in to accomplish what you want and still do what you want to do happily, and maybe what you can't do, you can find other options there. That's the whole uh, idea of logic, right? So at the end of the day, then you can sit and check with the action plan that you made at the beginning, how you felt, what happened, and thereby your journey of observing your masculine energy will begin. So that by the time we meet in the next week, you will already have certain clarity about which parts of your masculine are healthy, which parts of your masculine are unhealthy. So then I think the journey will begin towards understanding the unhealthy attributes in depth, so that you can have more clarity about those aspects in, and then the healthy attributes, having more clarity, and then what you want to do about it. So I think that's the whole idea behind, making it. Could be as simple as you want to, you want to actually go and catch up with couple of friends which you have been thinking of past 2 3 months, 6 months, but you haven't taken any action. It could be as simple as that. Because if you see, actions take us outwardly, right? Just being, observing, connecting with your own space is the inward thing. So feminine is the inward job, masculine is the outward job. So actions always take us, you know out outside of us, in our environment, in the world around us. So how comfortable do you feel facing the world around when you have to act in a certain way, when you have to do something? So I think that's what we have on our mind for this, right, Priya?
Yeah, I have two small things to add. Uh, One is that, the journey of life, if we see even in a day, it's like we get up, we have an awareness, we look outside what needs to be done, and uh, we go out, do it, or come back and then reflect, and then again go out and do it. So that's the way life is, right? That's the way life flows, if you see. Even healing, even when I take the journey of healing, you sit, observe, You understand that this aspect of my life is not working. You visit a therapist, the therapist gives you certain things to do, works on your emotions, helps you with certain belief systems. And then there is a space which is created. And then there is a conscious life that you go and live. And in that conscious life, the therapist gives you certain tasks to do, certain homeworks to do, which can alter this reality. So you work in that manner, you live life, again contemplate, see what has to change, again come back to it. So that's the way life works, right? Now, the masculinity is about this conscious living of life, which all of us do. We have to do, we are here for that. Of course, the journey of healing is about going inward, but we go inward to create something outward, right? Either while the creation, how do I feel, is what I want to create, or I want to create some structure in the world, something which is concrete in the world, right? So both of them are creation only. And for creation to happen on earth, there has to be action. Like Gayatri said, if you have resources and you have intentions, but there is no action, then there is no creation. So any kind of even healing work, or when you talk of anything that you want on earth, needs an action. And once you get into the small aspects of masculinity, because most therapists tell you go back to the emotion, work on the emotion. But this aspect, whatever that 10% of conscious life is there, is so important for us to create that, right? So we really invite you that this is going to be very, very beautiful, because whatever uh, whatever answers that you have got, either in your therapies or in your healings, it will show once you start, you know, uh, living it in action outside. Once you take one step, they say, na, you take one step and then the universe provides you more. So that one step sometimes might be very difficult. And that one step might show you a lot of things. So we really invite you to this conscious creation of life. Yeah, Gayatri? I can't remember what the second point was. I think I just mixed up both the points. But
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
conscious life is something that all of us work towards, all of us want, and that will increase your awareness. And once awareness increases, go back into observation, again heal, again go create. So that's the inward outward, the inhale exhale of life that keeps happening. Yeah, now I remember the second point. The second point is that um, it would be really nice if you can make these actions in the morning. Like we said, sit with your space in the night when we were talking about feminine. If you can do it in the morning and then come back in the night to this. So you work by the day, you contemplate by the night. You know, that also will start happening. Yeah, Gayatri?
Yeah. And when you ask about the direction while taking the action, right? So I can give you, one simple example maybe. Let's say you have guests coming to your home, okay, and you know that they are reaching at a certain time in the day, and before that you need to make your home ready in a particular way, make the food ready in a particular way, yeah, and then you need to get ready. Now if you do not have proper action plan and proper direction, what will happen? Let's say a friend calls you and says that, you know what, uh, there is really this, exhibition happening which we have been waiting for. And today is the day when I have time, and let's go there. Now you have planned something for your day because you have guests coming. So, what is the direction of your action? What you will be choosing? You don't want to let go of that opportunity, but at the same time, you want to be there and serve your guests in a particular manner. Or it could be as simple as you choose a particular order in the preparation, when you do cleaning, when you make up the place in a particular manner, when you cook, what you cook first. So that is also a direction, right? So the direction will either make or break your goal. Or if you do not have that direction, that aspect of masculine energy in you, you may feel all over the place. You may feel confused. कहाँ से शुरू करूँ, कहाँ पे खत्म करूँ, what time, by what time should I, plan the meal. So it is as simple as that. So people who are too much feminine, they have ideas and they lack the direction of how do I start, where do I start, where do I begin, how do I do this. So they know with this idea this can be created, this is how the goal, the end product will look. Or if this idea gets fulfilled, this is how it will look and this is how it will become available. But the process, right? No matter how enlightened I am, and I feel, oh, I'm all at peace and I'm good. If I have to eat my food, I have to do something such that somebody else will make food for me, or I have to get up and make food. That is action. So, living is not only about emotions, feelings, how we feel, and how authentically we are. That is an aspect, as Priya said. Most of the time, we talk about that, right? But when I have something not going well around me, can I act and feel at peace while taking those actions? So, if we really want to create a balanced life, we need both the aspects. Yeah. So, I think this is a very, very simple exercise we want you to take on, but this is really very powerful. Like very recently, I was observing myself, like, few years back, I used to be so much into my head and have ideas of we could do so much or I could do so much and I would like to do that and I would like to achieve it. But I used to struggle with creating that as a result, having the real outcome, because the idea was there but I didn't know how to act on it. And then the mental block that you know got created was that, oh, no matter how much I act, I do not get the result that I want. Now when I have overcome that and I looked back, I became present that it is actually very simple. Life is very simple. If I have a goal and if I know whatever number of actions which will take me there, I only have to do one thing: keep acting on those plans. I might fail, I might have to learn, I might have to practice more, but it is so simple. Keep doing that again and again. You will learn, you will fail, then you will find new ways to do it. Then those four actions will take you further. Another four actions, five actions, and step by step, and you just reach somewhere. You build something, you create something, and then it is as though, yeah, it happened, because that was the process of life. So actually, producing a result that we want in life is really very simple. But when we do not have the proper direction and proper action plan, and if we lack energy to act, then we might go round and round with our ideas. We may feel confused, disappointed, disheartened, whatever. That is also valid. But we have actually lost the direction. So we again want to say this will go back to finding your emotion, how you feel in that. All of that will come because the feminine side is also equally going to be necessary. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question. And with that, I think we want to complete with whatever we wanted to share before we open the topic for discussion. Priya?
Yes.